Well, if you think I have a dilemma, just look at this caricature of a gnome. It was given to me many years ago on my retirement from a long-term employment. At the time I didn't know what to make of it, but I suppose looking back, it is quite funny. Hello again. I should be in my workshop, I know, but it's an early summer day and it's a beautiful day, and I'm not in my workshop, I'm in the garden. But that's why I'm calling this video Dilemma, because I am in a bit of a dilemma of where I should be. Should I be out here enjoying the sunshine? And why have I got these headphones on? Well, I'm listening to some really cool music on a piece of retro audio equipment, and it's this. It's the Sony MD mini disc digital recorder and player, and it's a really nice one. I recently acquired it and it works absolutely fine. It's the Sony MZ-R50. More of this later when I'll give you some close-up shots and explain a little bit more about it. The other thing I have to look at in the workshop is a digital radio. And now I'm not a big fan of repairing or fixing digital radios. I find them very frustrating and also very difficult to get parts for, but I'll have a look at that with you in a moment. And also we have a new amplifier which I've just acquired, which is a Bluetooth dual channel amplifier, which I'm going to use for my PA system when I do my public talks. So we'll have a quick look at that as well. And then after that, into the cellar and look at a brand... Oh, let me take these off. Annoying me. A brand new piece of well, it's not new, it's very old, it's in the 80s, a brand new piece of Kenwood audio equipment, which I've also acquired, which is excellent quality. So lots to look at in this video, and we'll get started in a few minutes. But first of all, let's wave a magic wand and go from here into my workshop, where I know a lot of you think I really ought to be. So let's do that now. With a wave of my hand, I am back in my workshop. Actually, the sun's going in a little bit, so probably this is the best place to be. Anyway, this is the Logic FM DAB receiver that I've been asked to have a look at. They're a very nice receivers, very heavily built, and quite nice, but this one has a problem, which you will hear when I plug it in, if I can find the plug for it. Where is it gone? Okay, here. So I'm going to plug it in and I'm going to turn it on. And you will hear that buzzing which comes and goes. It's there despite whatever you do to the volume. Where on earth is the volume? And nothing is made very easy on these, is it? Where's the volume? Volume is the big one. So despite what you do to the volume, nothing happens to it. And if I turn it on or off, nothing happens. There's no RF on it at all, and it just keeps going like that, buzzing and buzzing. I have opened it up to have a quick look to see if there's anything obvious, but can't see anything. Connections all seem okay. So I suspect the display just says welcome to digital radio. Yeah, really good welcome that is, but none of the buttons on the front do anything, so I've got this awful noise all the time. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. So is the radio. Okay, so that's something I need to look at, but first of all, I'm not going to attempt to do that without a circuit diagram, and try and do some fault tracing. I suspect there's a problem with the power supply on it, but as with all these things, it's a question of just hunting it down and tracing back. So I'm going to switch it off, unplug it, it's the only way to stop the noise. So I'm going to do that. There. So that's the little Logic DAB FM radio. I'm going to put that to one side now and let you have a quick look at this, which is the Sony MZ R50 mini disc player recorder, and these were brilliant little devices. I mean, excellent quality, but they never really took off. I think the launch was a bit of a failure, and they happened in the time when people were trying to be weaned off miniature tape recorders, the small reel-to-reel cassette recorders, and then it almost jumped immediately to CD players, but not. And this was kind of in the middle. The problem was, I think, they were very expensive. So if you could buy a cassette player for, say, £30–40, whereas these you were talking about £200 to £300 for them. So it was a niche market, not affordable by kids or teenagers, although the quality was very good. And in America, they wouldn't know what you were talking about if you mentioned one of these. So the launch wasn't successful, really. And I think it was when did they stop producing them? I don't know. It was I don't know when they stopped producing them, but it was quite late on. But Sony then stopped making them. You can still buy them, of course, on Amazon, and depending on what model you get, it depends how much you pay. You can also get the system mini disc players, which are larger pieces of kit. So they are available, and the other thing with them is that because the music industry was very loath to produce any pre-recorded music for these things, because you could record anything digitally from existing audio onto it, they were loath to promote them. So there was very, very few pre-recorded mini discs actually produced. So all the ones that I have, and I have about 50 of them, have all been recorded from other sources, such as CD players and vinyl. So that was the other bit about them. You couldn't buy pre-recorded audio. Anyway, it also does a really good microphone recording. If you plug your mic in there, you can do very, very good voice audio recording, and they were used quite a bit by people, journalists and people like that, capturing audio. So very nice, this device. Lots of sockets and bits on the side. Oh dear, voice is going. I'll show you some close-ups of it now, and then we'll move on to the amplifier that I've bought. So let's have a look at that. The device offers inputs for microphone, line in, line out. You can even set titles on it, and there's a bass boost control on it, record, erase, all sorts of functions, and the ubiquitous Fleetwood Mac, of course. So this is the my new acquisition. It's brand new. It's a Pyle wireless BT Bluetooth mini disc series audio amplifier, and it's brilliant because it's a dual channel machine. So what I can do, I can plug in my microphone here, and that works absolutely fine on one channel. I can also use Bluetooth from my laptop for the other audio channel, and what's great about this, I can set this switch here to mixing or pager. If I set it to the pager mode, it's got lots of other inputs as well. It's a very nice machine. It's quite sturdy. If I set it that mode, when I'm doing a presentation, I just set it all up, and there's a Bluetooth speaker, Bluetooth aerial rather, and there's a remote as well. When I set it all up, I can actually have my audio coming from my laptop, the music that I use to accompany my slides from my laptop, and when I speak through my lapel microphone, then it will, if I set it to if I set it to the pager mode, as soon as I speak, then it will dim the audio channel which is coming through on the Bluetooth. So what I have is a radio mic which is plugged into there. As soon as I start to talk, then it dims it fades down the music which is coming from my laptop, which does everything I wanted to do. It's got volume control, mic volume, phones. You can either put USB into it and auxiliary, and it's very good, and it does everything I need it to do. And as I said, a remote control. So that's by Pyle, and I'm very pleased with it. So that's something nice to have as well. Haven't actually tested it out real time yet, but I'm sure it will be absolutely fine. I have done a little test with my speakers here, but I've not actually set it up properly. But there, that's something else that I've acquired, but nothing else to repair at the moment. So having said that, let's move on to the second thing which I want to talk about in this video, and that's this new, or not new, this 80s audio equipment which I have all set up in my cellar, and that is audio equipment by Kenwood, and it's a very nice system. So let's go down and have a little look at that. Is something else which I've recently acquired, and it's the Kenwood M58 stereo system. Very high quality, produced in the 80s, and a lovely system. It gives superb sound. It's got Dolby on it. The bit that's not showing here is the dual tape player. I just simply didn't have room to fit it on the top to get it under my shelf. It has got the record deck with it as well, which is good. And I'd love to hear you. I'd love to let you hear it. But the most frustrating thing about YouTube is that it's a copyright. You can't talk about audio equipment and do it justice just by playing copyright-free background music, which is what I'm going to have to do on this occasion. Okay, we found a way around the copyright issue of letting you see how good this Kenwood sounds. I'm copying Otis McDonald and Scarlet Fire, which is copyright free, from my phone onto the mini disc player, and there's the phone making a ringing noise, but never mind, that's one of the hazards of doing live recording. But there we go, it's recording onto that. I'm now going to play the mini disc player back through the Kenwood system to let you see just how good it sounds. And I'm now copying it from the output socket of that into the auxiliary socket onto the Kenwood system. It's nice to be able to give it a little test without getting into trouble with copyright. So this Kenwood system is just waiting really to play some of these records. Obviously it can't do it online, but look at this collection of records that I've also acquired, and most of them are, well, there's a Queen one there, but most of them are heavy metal, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, and many other bands of that era. So I'll just go through a few of those now and let you see the covers, but very pleased with all this stuff. Obviously there's too many to go through them all, but let me just give you some examples. There's Magnum, Wings of Heaven, Magnum, Ozzy Osbourne, The Ultimate Sin. Well, there's an interesting one from Iron Maiden. It's a shaped album, shaped 45 vinyl. Iron Maiden again, Iron Maiden, and these covers, even if you're not too keen on the music, these covers are just absolutely wonderful. So there we go on that. Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills, lovely albums. Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, and Magnum, Iron Inside, Iron Maiden again, lovely albums. Iron Magnum, Purgatory, Iron Magnum, Iron Maiden. Where did Magnum come from? Iron Maiden, Killers, and Gamma Ray, Iron Maiden again, 2 Minutes to Midnight. So a huge collection of vinyl on these. Ozzy Osbourne again, No Rest for the Wicked. Some great covers here, and On Your Knees, and that's Great White, and another iconic cover, Great White album there. So the list goes on, and really there's so many of them that I just haven't been through them all yet and catalogued them, but it's a great lot, it's a great collection of vinyl that I've acquired there. And there's all the Led Zeppelin ones are on the shelf as well. So that's some of them. Suppose I better finish off this rather boastful bit of the video by looking at my collection of recorded and blank mini discs. Quite a lot of them, as you can see. I think there's over 50 odd here. A lot of them have got recorded music on it, and quite a good selection. A lot of ELO, a lot of Bread, and a lot of Queen. So very good collection. And of course it all relies on this device here, which is the mini player we've already talked about. So lots to listen to. Well, that's it. You can perhaps understand my dilemma of whether to be in here in my audio workshop, whether to be in my workshop, or whether to be in the garden enjoying the sunshine. Unfortunately, the sun is now definitely gone in. Well, it's gone in down here anyway. Oh, forgot to tell you, I also have this manual that came with the Kenwood system, and it runs to a full 89 pages. So it's an amazing manual and covers every aspect of the system and setting it up. So lots to look at, lots to listen to. No time to do it all, I'm afraid, because I've got a lot of other things that I'm involved in, but there's lots of potential for listening to lots of music and enjoying my dilemmas. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care.